and it's okay.
and it's okay.
It's very low pressure, low investment, low commitment. You know, you don't have to try and act professional or like a legit YouTuber or anything like that. Okay, like I'm
Okay,
doing this for just fun and fun for everybody else. So welcome, Scott. You are my second student, buddy. How you doing, man?
hey, good. Thank
So
you for having me on here.
yeah, man. So for the chat, we are back with a second student. This is Scott, my good friend. We used to be in a band together.
That's
So
right.
yeah, and it's really good to see you, and I'm really excited that you're still doing music, and congratulations on the new album release, man.
Thank you. Yeah, um, I've known Yuji for over 10 years, and I've been really impressed with his skills, and I know he's really good at explaining things to people. So I've always wanted to learn from you.
I do appreciate it. Thank you for the kind words,
Yeah,
man. Uh,
of course.
yeah. Um, so why don't you tell me and tell everybody about? There's actually like no viewers right now, so just tell me, tell me, like what it is that you want to learn and like improve on.
Okay, so like when I pick up a guitar, I can play chords and stuff. I can write songs, but when it comes to a live setting and um, like obviously right now that's not really as much of a thing, but always whenever people are jamming and there's a solo spot and it comes my turn to jam or solo, I kind of don't really know. I'm just kind of like fumbling around, not really knowing what I'm doing, even though I can hear the chord progression and know what's going on. I don't really feel totally comfortable like singing my instrument, so I'm wanting to learn how to um, like basically solo and improvise, but kind of also like be expressive through the guitar
Mm-hmm.
in a way that right now I just don't feel like I'm doing.
Okay. So it sounds to me like, just to kind of reiterate what you're saying, like,
Hmm?
so you can chords, you can write songs and stuff, and that's pretty cool. But when it comes to guitar playing or when you're soloing and you're trying to solo over chords, you don't feel as confident as you are like songwriting and singing and stuff. And
Yeah, definitely.
right, and it just feels like you're playing the right notes, like you're on the key, like you're not playing off key or anything, but like it doesn't sound good, I guess, to you.
Yeah, and also, I mean, even um, it just sounds like my first time soloing, because like honestly, yeah, maybe it like is like I don't really do that. I I kind of maybe avoid those situations,
Right.
so I don't know what to do. I don't know how to participate in that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, first thing, like, I think people have strengths and weaknesses and things like that. What feels natural to one person may feel completely foreign to another. So I feel like you're trying to dive into like unknown territory. Like you're trying to do something new, and like you're trying to challenge yourself and sort of push, kind of go into a different. I don't know. I guess take the next step or uh, something like that. Because like
Yeah.
not everybody's a soloist. Not everybody uh, expresses expresses themselves naturally through improvisation and things like that. And I think that's totally fine. Even like as a guitarist, you know, you don't have to improvise. You can be a world class guitarist without ever improvising. In fact, you can become a world class guitarist, musician, whatever, without writing a single song, without composing a single piece of music. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you're right. Because they can play what's written in front of them, like,
yeah, like,
really well.
yeah, like the, you know, one of the most renowned, respected guitarist of the classical guitar world, Andres Segovia. He had songs written for him and stuff like that. But I don't think he like composed any music. He played Bach. He arranged Bach music for the guitar, and he's really known for expanding the repertoire and like what could be done with the guitar. And so that was like his big contribution. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And like think about like Elvis Presley. Elvis Presley, he didn't write a single song. You know what I mean? But it was the dancing and the performing that was his thing. Um, so just because
okay.
he didn't compose any songs, he didn't write any songs, we still associate songs that he performed as like his songs, even though he didn't write it. Um, so I think the first thing I would say is that don't feel like you're missing stuff or like that you're inadequate just because you know one part of guitar, like one facet of guitar playing doesn't feel natural to you. You know what I mean? It's good that you're wanting to learn and do new things and like challenge yourself. Like that's absolutely like I commend that. That's absolutely encouraged. But don't feel like you're missing something just because you can't solo or improvise over chords. I mean, I struggle with that a lot too. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I still can't do it. I just kind of wing it and make it look good, but I really don't know what I'm playing sometimes. so, so yeah. So that's what I would say just to sort of prime this whole thing. But yeah,
Okay.
but I think there are some things that I could teach you when it comes to improvising. And you said that also like it doesn't feel like you don't feel like you're like fitting into the music that is being played, and that you don't have the vocabulary to sort of fit that sort of genre, I guess. I think.
Yeah, and that would be jazz. So,
Mm-hmm.
like jazz is already kind of intimidating, I think, to and like maybe inaccessible to a lot of musicians. It just seems like so out there. Like there's a lot of things going on. But when you start to study it, it's like it becomes a little bit more clear what they're doing, and then it's like, at least in my experience with it, I'm not like a professional jazz musician or anything, but I like to listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
So looking at the real books and stuff, it's just like they wrote down the melody somewhere and then how long certain sections should be, but then there's like definitely parts where they go around in solo. So like
Yeah.
when they have more exotic chords and stuff, and even when they're just kind of playing around and comping and vamping, it's um like Thelonious Monk. Um, Kind of sounds like he's hitting two notes at the same time all the time, but
Mm-hmm.
it's very lyrical and flows. And if you hear him play anything, if you hear someone play a Monk song, you definitely know it's him. Like he's established his voice with it. So I
Right.
guess what I'm trying to say is like maybe I'm trying to find my voice too in it, and be able to like adjust to a jazz setting. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, definitely I think um, loosening up a bit and not being so rigid
Mm-hmm.
would help. Because yeah, I just thought about it. I feel like on the spot when it's time to solo, like my mind is just kind of I'm not like listening to the music as much, I think, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm just
Right.
kind of like thinking about what notes to play or something like that.
Right. 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 Yeah, and
So those
it's
are some barriers.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I totally get what you mean, man. And I struggle with this too a lot. Like this chord changes going. You're like, oh, where the chord notes? Oh no, like, and you just kind of you're constantly thinking, and you're like, oh man, like what are the chord tones? Blah blah blah. And then you're trying to follow, and then you get in your head, and you're not really enjoying the session, right? So you're trying to
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
you're trying to sound a certain way, but then you're like, yeah, you just kind of in your head, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what I can do, so one of the one of the best advice I had growing up and taking jazz in high school and some in college was it's kind of cliche at this point, but the saying that goes less is more. You might have
Okay.
heard it. Less is more. Yeah. So you hear people playing like really intricate stuff sometimes. Like I don't know. I'm just playing randomly, but
Yeah.
you know, and that's all cool and all, and it's really impressive and it's really enjoyable if you can pull those things off. But sometimes just even one note is just enough, you know. Um, just being like, like something like that.
Yeah.
Like if you listen to like Miles Davis, he doesn't go like he doesn't do that.
Right.
It's just like very like just three notes, and it's just like perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, his intonation, his like where he exists in it, how he's kind of like he's very like dynamic with just one note too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
So
Grace
like
waves.
there's so many ways to play one note. It's like where you can play, where you can play, you know,
Yeah.
like where you put your accents, where you pick, if you don't pick, do you hammer on, do you pull off, if you slide in, slide it, slide into it, slide out of it. Like there's a whole bunch of things you can do with just one note, and so I think the core message is like just because you're playing a bunch of notes doesn't make it good. You know what I mean? It's the way you play like each individual note that counts. I think. If that makes
Wow.
sense. Yeah.
That's kind of huge for me. Like thinking of it like one note at a time, rather than like like jumping into a phrase and being like, "Here's what I got" or something. Because how could I even do that without respecting each note individually and giving each one like that amount of uh like weight or something,
Yeah.
a
Weight.
character.
Yeah. Exactly. And I think
Okay.
yeah, and just to sort of like wrap that all up, I think it's just all about the emotions that you put behind it. Um,
Mm,
if you watch performances of Jimi Hendrix or something, and people like that, they're just entranced, right, in everything that they're
yeah.
doing. Um, and yeah, this is another saying that I really take to heart. It's by Yoshiki, the drummer of X Japan. He always says, if you play with feel, if you play with emotion, it'll be good. Anything that you play, if there's feeling behind it, if you put emotion behind it, then someone's gonna notice that. It's gonna resonate with people, and that's ultimately the goal, right? So you want to reach people, um, and so
That's true.
yeah,
Yeah, I think I can use that what you're saying because like I definitely do that like if I'm playing my experience with music has to do especially with guitar has to do with treating guitar as the supporting role to like my voice, which is the thing that's connecting with people.
mm,
Um and that's where I can put all my emotion into. But when I play guitar, I guess because I had seen it as the supporting role, I never saw it as the star or something, so I did not give it the space to let it breathe and connect with people that way. Like,
mm,
because I've seen guitar players, their faces, it like seems funny. Like sometimes when they're playing, and it looks like they're talking to their guitar, kind of, or
Yeah,
like it's almost like they're feeling like a really good kind of pain or something interesting like that. But
yeah,
maybe that's what the maybe that's really the difference. Like
hmm
you would be able to hear their face from what they're playing if you just heard it, I think. If you weren't looking at them but you heard it, you would hear and feel that emotion. So I'm in agreement. Like I think I'm finally kind of getting it. I don't know why it took me so long, but you put it in a way that helps me understand.
yeah. No, I feel you. Like, yeah, when you hear something, and if they're playing, with their heart out, um, yeah, you definitely feel that, and you sort of see what they're going through in their mind almost, and you kind of you take part in that.
Yeah,
You get to participate in that. You get to experience it, and I think that's really, to me, is the ultimate goal of playing music. Is like, you know, you express your feelings and your emotions, because you don't have all the world. We can use so many words, right? Like, words are finite. We can make up words all
yeah.
we want, but it's not enough to express. So that's why we have instruments, to help us express
Mm,
ourselves, and not just instruments, but dance, anything, painting, drawing, coding, making things, sculpting, uh, you know,
yeah,
poetry, video games, competition
definitely.
too. That can be that can all be a form of expression, that um, that really it expands our possibilities of expression, in our vocabulary. So yeah, cool.
Nice. Okay.
Well, is that all you wanted to learn, Scott?
Well, oh, okay.
No, I was just kidding. No, no, no. No, that's fine. So, yeah, I thought what we could do, is just to sort of just take a very classic, very simple, 12 bar blues, jam,
Mhm.
and I already sent it to you, and we can sort of, uh, improvise over that and see if I can give you some pointers. Maybe I can give you, some techniques to help you sort of expand your vocabulary
Yeah.
in that space of playing 12 bar blues, because that's where I feel like I'm most comfortable and confident. It feels like it's my natural element. Like, the blues is just like kind of really natural to me, and so I think I can definitely um, transfer some knowledge to you, and then maybe you can take that, just sort of take concepts, and then take it and apply it to other genres. You know what I mean? I know it
And
sounds
blues
very
is
abstract. So
no, it's good because especially in the area where I live in Ventura, California, there's so many blues bands. Like pretty
oh yeah,
much every night. Yeah, like every night that I was playing music here, I used to play 5 nights a week, open
nice.
mics and gigs and stuff.
Oh wow.
And any night you would find a blues jam somewhere. And that's when I would kind of like get off stage because I didn't feel like that was my element. Like I didn't really know blues like that, other than what the chords are, kind of.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm super down.
Yeah. So, so the jam thing I gave you is basically a 12 bar blues in A. It's very standard, very you know classic. It's just it's A7, D7, and E7. It's just everything's dominant basically, but you know the pentatonic scale, like the minor pentatonic scale.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
but I need to like I think I need to like actually practice it because I don't practice that one.
okay.
So
Do you want to practice the scale and like kind of get used to playing the scale?
at least going down, yeah. I haven't. Okay.
So so I can teach you a really good exercise to sort of just kind of get you into just playing the pentatonic scale and just kind of warm. It's a good warm up. So
Okay.
yeah, then thanks for adjusting the camera so you can see the guitar, your pretty
Yeah.
guitar. Nice. All right, so I think you already know where the pentatonic scale is, but I'll just do like a little sequence that is a warm up for me all the time. So
Okay.
it
Okay.
goes like this, okay? Okay, so
Okay.
does that?
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, so you go. So you're kind of going like going, and then going back to the second string. Yeah. So just play this for now.
Okay.
So and then
Whoops.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, so do you see the pattern now? So you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then just
Okay. Cool. Whoops. Oh, shoot.
yeah. And then I can and you can actually use the groove that I gave you, and play it along. So I'll just demonstrate real quick.
Okay.
So hopefully I don't screw up too bad. How's that? Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So
I'll try.
yeah, try it. I'm just gonna
All
warm
right.
up.
Oh wow. Hang on. Sorry guys.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Not sure.
Yeah. So we're still trying to work out the nitty gritty of getting this set up. So we're almost there. So we apologize if it's a little bit hard to hear. But yeah. Go ahead, Scott. Just try your best.
Okay. Oops. Yeah, there was. It got a little
Yeah, so yeah,
strange.
we're still it seems like when Scott plays back the backing track, um I don't know why, but maybe the data packet's not going as fast. I'm not sure how to adjust that. If any of you guys in the chat can give us some advice on how to address this, please let us know. But yeah. So anyway, yeah, I do want you to sort of just use that track on your own, when there's no interference. just kind of go through and just do um, and just kind of run through it. Just get your hands kind of ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a really good practice that I do. And then I can also show you a different like box of that. So
Yeah.
this is. So it's
Oh wow.
yeah. So it's A. So you use your pinky on the A. Yeah. So it's a whole step, and then minor third, whole step. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So it's
Yeah.
2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 2.
Okay, so it's wait, that doesn't sound right.
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
And so you can use that as well, like when you're soloing, sort of just expands your vocabulary there. Another thing
Cool.
is, have you heard of blue notes?
Yeah, but I
So-
don't know if I feel them when I play blues.
Yeah. So blue notes is like really like the crux of, blues playing. So it's basically it's pretty much pentatonic. That's the blue note. That flat 5. So if you're
Okay.
if you're in A, 1, 3, 4.
Oh crap.
Yeah, go back to that first position.
Oh.
Yeah. And that's the octave harmonies.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry. Oh. Is that right? Can you show me that trill arpeggio you were doing?
It's the blue note. So I'm starting from the C, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you? Yeah, you are.
What's that?
I asked, are you picking each note too?
I am,
Like,
but you
oh,
know,
that's where I need more skill, I think, because I get lazy and let the. Sometimes I get lazy and let like if it's distorted, I let hammer-ons do it. Okay. Ah, shit. Shoot. Sorry. Okay.
yeah. You can even do you can even sharp that C because it's a dominant. So you know, just play the major third instead of the minor. So instead of you can do and just like a full chromatic. You know? Yeah.
Shoot. Okay.
Yeah. So
Got
that's
it.
you know that's another thing you can do.
Oh, so you're saying just to see, so you're saying instead of like starting it here, you can start here because because the chord is played like that.
Yeah, it's the dominant. You know, the dominant. So.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, you can just do that. It's pretty free. Like, if you get familiar with the chromatic scale, which is just it kind of frees you up to a lot of things too. You know, because then there's no real wrong note. You know what I mean? Like, so you're in A, and you're playing something like right, like a diminished.
Yeah.
Well, that's that's the blue note. If you just go up one, then you got the perfect fifth. You know what I mean? Like, if you
Yeah.
just if you think you got the wrong note, but then you just kind of go like one note over or one note back or forward, then it just kind of becomes it, you know. And then that wrong note just becomes a really tasty note. You know what I mean?
Like
Like,
that.
so like I'll play my backing track again and like kind of show you what I mean, right? So like,
Okay.
so say I'm playing something like I don't know, but that's kind of off. That's a good note, right? You see, like
Okay.
I found like a wrong note, but then I found a way to make it cool sounding. You know what I mean? Like That sounds like a wrong note.
You you also like give it context. I think that's the thing that you give it context. Like the way that you're playing it makes it make sense. It's not like, so I think if you just like had a keyboard do it like robotically, it wouldn't have the same like feel to it.
Yeah.
That would make me like accept it.
Hmm. So yeah, I don't know. Um, I think I know what you mean. So like my play style kind of justifies it a little bit.
But it's like the feel that you put into it makes it become like a layer on top of it that's like working with it rather than just like notes that aren't right.
Hmm.
There seriously was like a clear distinction from how you played it that I got from that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. So yeah, I think you
cool.
got the right idea. You know, and just yeah, you. It's really just kind of finding the feel for it. So I don't know.
Okay.
I'm really not thinking about it too much. You know, I'm just like, oh, what's this note? Like, I'm not really thinking about, oh, that's a B flat or that's a C sharp. I'm not really thinking about that. I'm just like, okay, here, and then I can go there. You know. Yeah, I'm just kind of like, just that one note. So yeah, I don't really know how to explain it very well. I'm not sure if you got anything out of it,
Yeah.
but
So what I'm seeing is that and hearing is that it's you're playing one note, but like a trill is different notes, but it really has that center that makes me hear one note still, just like a pretty note or a floating note like a butterfly or something
mhm.
like you bend up from a note to a different note, but it's still one note to me. Like,
Yeah.
and it I'm just you from when you primed me to like think of when we had our discussion about like one note earlier today, that's kind of what I'm seeing now
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can do the same
is
thing.
one note.
Yeah, just that one note. You can bend and yeah. So I don't know. Go ahead
Cool.
and try. I know it's not gonna sound very good, but
Oh,
the
thanks, EG. No, I'm kidding.
the no the
I know, it's like.
the backing track. I'm sorry. Oh, were you able to hear mine? Okay. No.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Okay. So
Yeah,
we'll probably have to
you.
like mess with settings on your end to get that going. But
Yeah, what I can tell from when I'm monitoring it myself is that it just sounds like buzzing or something, some kind of like weird interference. But
yeah.
maybe something I can do. So I'm gonna actually do
Yeah,
this.
and hey, chat, help us out. Like, how can we address this?
All right, I'll try this. Yeah, that does not sound very good. Let me try again.
Yeah, we'll get this thing sorted out so we can both work off the same backing track.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for COVID, like you could come over
I think it
and
is. I know. Um, I'm starting to think it is a bandwidth thing now that I'm hearing it. Okay. Trying one more time.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, go ahead and
was
loop
that?
it too. Yeah,
Hmm?
that was really good, man. Go ahead and
Oh, thank you.
loop
Yeah.
put on repeat everything except for the the count at the four the one two three four count.
The one, two,
Yeah.
three, four count.
Perfect.
Yeah. 1 second.
Yeah, we'll sort this
Yeah,
out.
we'll
Um. Oh. I think I did it right. For some reason, I haven't done this to Reaper before. But if it doesn't do what I want it to, then I'll just manually do it.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
toggle repeat on?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, you do? It's not repeating.
It's like repeating in a really weird way. Hang
Oh,
on.
really?
Yeah. But yeah, there's like a baby delay between.
Oh, I
I
may
see
have.
why. Oh, no, no, no. You know what? I didn't set it to 75 BPM. That's what it is. So
Oh,
it's not like quantizing right.
I see. I see. You might have
Yeah,
to,
that must.
drag. Yeah, you might have to drag it in again because then the stem will like expand.
Yeah. Yes. I just realized that's what's happening. Oh,
But yeah, man.
sorry
While you
everyone.
while you're doing that though, dude, that was really good. You incorporated a lot
Thanks.
of new notes and you were
I'm
choking.
starting to feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, not choking like choking, but I
Oh, is that what you call that?
I refer to these bends as chokes for some reason. That's because I grew up in Japan and I had lessons in Japan. Like that's where I first had lessons, and my teacher
Yeah.
always referred to these like these as choking instead of bends. So
Okay.
sometimes I say choking, and everybody's like, what?
I like that though. Is there any other? Because I never thought. I mean, because it looks like you're cooking it. You're like doing this, like.
Yeah, you're like, you know.
Uh, real quick, but unrelated, but kind of related, is that my friend was streaming Guitar Man last night, and the first song is blues.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Guitar Man is hitting one note there, actually.
What?
I said, yeah, Guitar Man's hitting one note there, actually, to
Yeah.
start off.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I love Guitar Man. We're gonna jam on Guitar Man too.
Okay.
Yeah.
um, okay, so I got this to do what I wanted to. Sorry, everyone, I didn't prepare that correctly, but
It's okay.
now it's gonna do what I wanted to. If I loop it outside of, oh yeah, I will do it the right way. Okay, cool.
yeah, just you know,
Thanks.
I think just doing that a lot and just kind of just going free and just go ham, man, just go nuts. Really just free your mind and also I think one thing I can say is that you don't always have to feel you like you have to sound constantly. You have to be making noise constantly. Silence is also like a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like
Oh, okay. So not even like hanging out on a boat. Just
yeah,
like
like don't feel like you always have to be playing a note. Like that's the kind of stuff that like when you're first getting into improv, like you feel like you have to be making some kind of noise all the time. And
yeah.
then so once you get better, take advantage of silence. You know what I mean? Like so like the little gaps in between, like
Yeah.
it gives it's I don't know, it gives it more of a like variety, instead of constantly just like
Yeah.
making noises. Something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I feel that because like when we're having a conversation, we have pauses, so it's not like I'm constantly talking the whole time. And
Exactly.
you just showed me something that seems like more of a conversation than like just just playing notes to have notes. Because they're yeah, you're right. I
Yeah,
see that now.
yeah, and when you're jamming too, when you're improvising, like when you're in a jazz group too, it's really important to realize that even when it's your turn to solo, you're not the only one in the band, right?
Yeah, true.
And yeah, you're constantly, looking at drummer, looking at the pianist, kind of doing this eye contact, um, and just kind of letting them fill the gaps a little bit. Let the snare ring out. Let that ride a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Instead of
yeah.
constantly being like, that's not fun, right? It's like like let the snare say something. Like, hey, like, like, we done yet? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a conversation. So.
Gotcha.
So
That
that's
makes
a
a lot of sense to me.
yeah, that's a big lesson I learned. So like yeah, less is more, because yeah, if I play less, there's more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, and I can actually digest what you're doing, and also, I know I would be annoyed at that guy if they just kept doing that, or girl, or whoever is doing it. If they're just wailing, and I'm like,
Yeah. And like you've done jam bands, like been with jazz musicians too. It's the most selfless uh you know music, I think. Every
yeah,
musician is very selfless. It's not really about them. It's about the whole group, and they pay attention, I think, more to the surrounding musicians more so than them, even when they're playing. Um, if
yeah,
you
I
if you
agree.
if you look at clips from back in the day, like Albert King and stuff, like yeah, you should watch videos on YouTube of like really old blues legends, like Albert King, BB King, and all those guys. Like they feel it, and like they feel like the snare and the bass, like it's so important to them, right? And like they're really just grooving. It's so important to them. It's not really the guitar that's important; it's the groove, and for them to be
Yeah,
in the groove, and I think that's what makes it, yeah, like blues, and that's what makes it great. Because yeah, you play less, and you let more through, you let more things shine, and you let the whole band shine. So yeah,
I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna start watching. You said Albert King and BB King?
Albert King, yeah, anybody, Eric Clapton,
Okay.
Cream, and um, yeah, any musician out there. It's like yeah, the good legendary blues musicians.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I don't really go out of my way to look at this, but I will after this, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you'll learn a lot. You'll learn a lot from watching those guys play. They're not always going crazy. Like it's really easy to like look at someone like Jimi Hendrix and be like, oh my god, he's such a guitar king. He's you know destroying guitars and doing all this crazy stuff, and that's all cool too. But there's more than that. And so
Yeah, that's true.
yeah. There's also
Awesome.
like a difference of attitude too, because like there's like rock and roll, like blues, and like really just like hardcore rock, and then there's like kind of more older traditional blues stuff too. So I think looking at a good spectrum of them would really give you a good like idea.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, maybe the most blues that I am familiar with is happens to be like the Fall of Troy
Mm.
or something. Like the first things he was doing was kind of pretty reminiscent of what you're showing me now, to
Yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah. I definitely see the influence, the inspiration
Yeah.
of Fall of Troy, from blues and stuff. So, like whenever you feel that kind of like inspiration from bands, it's really interesting to kind of go back to like what they actually got inspiration from, and see where it's all coming from. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't do it enough. I feel like I feel like a charlatan talking to you like this, but
But it makes sense to me, like to go back and look at the roots, because as we're talking about this, I'm thinking about these foundational things. You were playing guitar and telling me about um, like the first guitar player, like the first electric guitar players, I guess, and where blues came from. And I remember listening to old tapes from like the 20s
mm-hmm.
and thinking about how this music has a long tradition, but then it became like rock and roll. And I don't know, it's almost like studying classical music at this point to me. Like that's kind of how you're um, presenting it to me now. I'm able to like digest it in a way that before I guess I couldn't see how blues related to me. Now I do.
Yeah, yeah, and blues has a long history, obviously, and really, I think the emphasis is just like sorrow and like pain, right? Just like
Yeah.
and so that's where I channel, you know, my playing,
Mm.
the sorrow and sadness and struggle, pain, all that. That's like really where blues is from. Like that's what they sing about. Back in this slavery and people are they don't have rights and they're being killed left and right, being lynched, and that's the kind of stuff they sing about. It's the poetry of the time. So um, yeah, that's where I channel, and I really connect with it very like in a deep way. Not not just because I'm a person of color, but I don't know, when I first start playing guitar, I just wanted to play fast. You know what I mean? Like I want to do like really
Yeah.
like metal stuff. You know, like I just want to do like really crazy shit. But like it's
Yeah.
but then when my teacher started to show me this exact thing that I'm showing you, the 12 bar blues, and teaching me how to improvise. I didn't even know that you could improvise on guitar. I thought you just play what was on notes, and then that was like it. I didn't know anything about improvisation or anything like that. And so when he showed me that, like it really opened, and then I was like, yeah, like at first I was like, no, jazz, blues, all that. Like, I don't care. I just want to play metal, like really fast stuff. But yeah, like
Yeah.
he taught me this, and just the joy of being able to play, improv and just like do your thing. Um, yeah, it was a huge eye opener. Like it was a completely different thing, and like I've been obsessed with blues like ever since. And
I
that's
feel like I feel like you like gave me the bug right now. Genuinely, I feel like interested in blues in a way that I used to like avoid it
yeah,
all the time. Like I'm saying, like I used to play 5 nights a week in this town, and I'd encounter blues and be like, ah man, no more, please. But if I was into it, it would have been a platform for me to just like express myself every night in an awesome way. And like I was going through stuff that I could have used that place to like harmonically purge some stuff or like connect with people.
yeah. And I know you've gone through some
Yeah.
really tough times. And so like I think definitely blues is really like I connect with it, and I think you can connect with it too. I mean anybody
Yeah.
can connect with it. It's just how much you're willing to put out there. And so yeah, it's like I don't know. Just for me, like I make faces when I play. Like you probably noticed. Like that's where it's coming from. Like pain and like like just yeah, hard times. So anyway, we're sort of over time right now, but yeah, that was a really good conversation. I think that was a really
Yeah.
good lesson. I feel like you took it very really well, and I know you're digesting and you're kind of um yes, like digesting it. So yeah, how do
Hmm.
you feel? How do you feel about doing this?
I feel great. You really got this. Really gets my mind connecting a lot of dots that were there, almost like a blank connected dots, and it's like putting. I'm like seeing a picture now,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like something that was always there. It's like that feeling you were talking about, blues, like sorrow, sadness,
Mm-hmm.
loss, grief, pain, are all like contained in these notes, and I'm seeing it differently now than I did before, and
Yeah.
um, it's genuine. This is what I wanted, like a new way to like express something that I'm feeling, and this is giving me the tools to begin to do that, and um, I feel like really good about that, honestly.
Cool.
So I'm very grateful, Yuji. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, hopefully we can get back together next week again, and you know,
Yeah.
uh, maybe we can do other progressions and do other stuff. I don't know. Like, yeah, we'll see. I don't really have like I don't come in here with like plans for you or anything like that. I'm just going and if you want help on something, I'm here for you. And yeah, so just let me know if you have any
Okay.
questions or if you need some advice on anything, or if you want to
Yeah.
learn to play a specific song, or if you want to learn specific things. Yeah, just let me know. But thank
Ooh,
you
I
for the
think. Yeah. So sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I think I'm gonna do what you said and listen to these jazz art. I mean, excuse me, blues artists, and then like ask for your help on like the actual licks,
yeah, sure.
because I feel like they're gonna be like crazy.
Oh,
So
you'll be surprised. They're very simple. Like the older you go, like they become very simple, but it's much more meaningful, I think. So
yeah,
yeah. Anyway, thank you, Scott. That was a great first lesson, and thank you for doing this with me.
yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's just very meaningful to me that I do this, and so I'm really glad that we got together for it. So yeah, thank you so much. And oh, Scott's band is called On the Silver Screen, and they just released a new album. There's a link in my channel to their channel, and all their music is there. So please go check it out. Please go subscribe to their channel. Really great. They also have Bandcamp. Um, I should have like put up links up here and stuff. I'll do that next time. Yeah, but
Thank
yeah,
you, Yuchi.
thank you so much,
Everyone.
Scott. Appreciate it. Yeah, have a good night, man.
Thanks, you too. Good night.
All right, bye bye. Okay, well, thanks guys for tuning in. That was really fun. Hey man, yeah, I got some comments here. Aragorn 767. Hey man, met you at MacFest a few years back. Cool to see y'all streaming. Thank you, man. Yeah, it sucks that MacFest is was canceled this year, and I don't know. It might not even come back because of some recent stuff. But yeah, thank you. Really appreciate it, and yeah, please subscribe. And I'm doing this every week, so yeah, I hope you learned something, man. Thank you, or woman. I don't know. All right. Yeah, so that was my second student, Scott. He was my former bandmate. He lives out here in the West Coast. He's wanting to learn things like improvisation and trying to expand his vocabulary, I think. So yeah, I hope it seems like he's got some new things to work on and stuff. It would have just happened. Yeah, exactly, right? Like it was like this week, and I'm getting like uh reminders on my Facebook page about, oh, like last year today you were doing this, and it's just all like MacFest pictures. I'm like, God damn it, man. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if I'm not sure if I recognize you by the username, but hey, thank you for dropping by and dropping a comment. Really, really meaningful. Yeah, I do this every week, so if you tune in, maybe you learn something. So yeah. So anyway, good game. Thank you so much. Please like, subscribe my channel. Uh, yeah.